Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Yahakakwadash. They belong to our apostles, the bishops, the elders of the great millstone and green salutations, blessings, much love unto you. Hopefully, elect shalom unto you. You brush your quiet with a video here, and I'm going to start it with just playing a little bit of this. Yep. So we see the Teamsters having their issues, you know, on with the longshoremen, and we also see Amazon having theirs. Okay, so I'm going to play a little bit of Amazon. I'm going to see if I can find or pull up the longshoremen, and then we'll pull some scripts.
Amazon is the richest company in the world, but they don't share the wealth with workers that create it for them. Amazon's never going to give us something unless we take it from them.
That's right. That's right.
And every single person out here is going to make that happen.
Amazon said in their peak season planning doc, they wanted to give us only 60 cents for a raise this year. Is that acceptable? No! But it's because of workers at DHL, workers at Amazon facilities around the country, and right here at KCBG organizing. That's how we got a more than 100% increase in what they were willing to give.
It's time for us to stand together and continue fighting for what we're worth. It's time to show them just how essential we see ourselves today. Because
it's funny. What are you worth? Well, you've done the hard work. It reminds me of Bane. Oh man, I should try to pull that scene up. He goes, but I gave you all this money, and he goes, and that gives you power over me, right? He goes, your money has been needed until now, something to that effect. Okay. So you got to understand, these companies out there are like villains, man. Okay, all they're about is the power and their money. Bezos just bought up $500 million worth of rental of mortgage of homes, of property, single family homes. Further drive. Let me see if I can find that one somewhere. Here it is. I just Googled it. This is on Reddit and Yahoo Finance. Speaking of it, but here on the Reddit says it in the headline. It says Jeff Bezos acquires $500 million worth of single-family homes. Okay, he invested an additional $500 million into a real estate startup that he had already backed, which allows people to buy fractional shares of single-family rental homes. Okay. This is months ago. Okay? So, of course, his people want to strike if they hear and see this type of stuff going on. Okay, purchase brings his holdings on Miami Indian Creek Island to roughly $177 million. Okay? On that island. You see what he's out here doing? Okay? But then the people are making that much. And the way inflation is rising, people aren't getting a living wage. All right? And these people, man, you can see how on edge the people are getting out here, man. A guy just beat somebody with a bat because he was taking too much nacho cheese. For the worker beat a guy with a bat because he was taking too much nacho cheese out of the convenience store, man. Okay? This is how bugged out everybody's getting. The fact that the guy is trying to steal that much nacho cheese, and the fact that his response was to beat him with a bat. Now, we know there was probably jakes and there was wordplay in between and disrespect and all these other things, but come on, man. That just shows you the sign of the times. And hey, they're still running water. There's still running water going on, and all these people are bugging the hell out. Okay? Let me bring up this also.
Guys who sell cars can't sell cars because the cars ain't coming in off the ships. They get laid off. Third week, malls start closing down. They can't get the goods from China. They can't sell clothes. They can't do this. Everything in the United States comes on a ship. They go out of business. Construction workers get laid off because the materials aren't coming in. The steel's not coming in. The lumber's not coming in. They lose their job. Everybody's hating the longshoremen now because now they realize how important our jobs are. Now I have the president screaming at me, I'm putting a Taft Hartley on you. Go ahead. Taft Hartley means I have to go back to work for 90 days. That's a cooling off period. Do you think when I go back for 90 days, those men are going to go to work on that pier? It's going to cost the companies money to pay their salaries. Well, they went from 30 moves an hour maybe to 8. They're going to be like this. Who's going to win here in the long run? You're better off sitting down and let's get a contract and let's move on with this world. In today's world, I'll cripple you. I will cripple you, and you have no idea what that means. Nobody does.
Okay, so you've seen two of this trend happening, man. Okay, this is going on in the world. Okay, food is coming in on ships. You saw the demand of Christmas last year, or was it 2 years ago? 2 years, I think it was ago, where people wasn't getting the shipments off the boats. So they was like, we need our Christmas, and then so only certain stores had Christmas because they had it early. Okay, but they couldn't, when it came down to it, they couldn't get all the goods off the ship to sell it in the fourth quarter. Okay, messed up a lot of people's their yearly income. Talking about for the companies and corporations. Okay, so all of this is going on, man, and Jake doesn't understand how this plays into it, and this is a major sign of the times, man. These are signs of the times, and things are only going to get worse. Okay, I'm gonna play a little more of this one.
Because without us, these profits that Bezos comfortably hoards in his mansion do not exist.
Right.
So it's time to fight, because when Teamsters fight, Teamsters win. And who are...
Okay, yeah. All right, guy. You've done all the heavy lifting already. You've done the hard work to get his company off the ground. Now that it's off that and the C-19 shutting down where you can only order stuff, you couldn't go into the stores like you were doing brick and mortar anymore. Yeah, he made a lot of money and people were doing a lot of work and you had a lot of those jobs. He was creating jobs on the books. But now, when you realize you're not making a living wage because inflation changed in the few years it's been, okay, since this company truly blew up, now what's happening? Now people want to get mad and fight. This thing is bigger than that. Now they've been, let me see if I can get that video.
Longshoreman for LA Long Beach. And LA is fighting against this right here. I'll tell you right now. See that? There's nobody there. Automation. I work at an automated dock. It's no joke. They're losing thousands of jobs. So you got all these machines. Look at all these machines right here. There's no people. They ain't paying no taxes. They ain't paying no money. This is what ILA is fighting about. This all used to be filled with top handlers, UTR drivers, clerks, all this yard. Look how big this yard is. And there ain't hardly any people on this thing. This is what they're fighting about. I work at an automated dock right here, Port of LA, Long Beach. Keep fighting, brothers. Keep fighting.
All right. So what does all this lead to? All this leads to issues, man, troubles. Okay. Let's go right to, we'll start here. We're going to go, in fact, I'm going to start up here. It says, 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 1, Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth. And that's what we've been doing. We've been telling you that this was coming. Okay? That all these dominoes were going to start falling. And the more they go, the worse it's going to get. And it's going to go one after the other. Now it's like simultaneously. It's like when you watch somebody push dominoes over and they're falling into a certain cadence and rhythm. And then it hits one and it splits off in 2-3 different things. That's what's happening now. Okay? And cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Because Jake acts like they still cannot see these things happening. Jake still plays like, you know, their favorite football team is still the most important thing happening all week. Okay, verse 5, Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. These things are beginning to happen. Okay, Jake is offing each other and themselves, okay, and their families E is losing his shit. Okay, if you hear Jake on these right wing sites and apps, man, you see the shit they're talking. Oh my goodness, man, Jake is ready to pop everybody, man. Or Jake, excuse me, E is ready to pop everybody. You know, to fight for his freedoms in this country and his second, not over my dead body. That's all he's talking about. Not taking my rights away. You're violating me, and you do that if my Lord, my president don't get in there, number 47 don't get in there. They're just sitting there just going wild, looking for altercation. Okay? It says, behold, I will, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. These things are coming. For wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Now let me jump down, get to the good part for the people, right? Verse 14, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. People gonna start breaking into each other's homes, man. Okay? People gonna start violating and robbing people at the grocery store. Why? Because it's inflation. When these wages aren't, the reason that the longshoremen and Amazon and all them are angry is because we've been watching over years that people been saying, I gotta decide if I'm gonna get gas or if I'm gonna get more food. If I'm going to eat or I'm going to get gas to get to work. If I'm going to eat top ramen, which we see that the top, man, even the food quality is messed up now. All the goodies that you used to get in the quick eat meals and whatever, time-saving foods, all that shit is coming back terrible, man. Okay? Coming back terrible. Not only the carcinogens and the cancers and all these other things that it's doing, but it's finding worms and all kinds of, it's bad out there. Okay? It's getting bad out there. Okay? It says, they shall not regard their kings nor princes. They don't care what position in the world you are either. They're going to go after whomever. And the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Yeah, because it's going to be martial law. We ain't even hit the martial law stage yet. They're still running water. Okay? Whatever quality it is, it's still running. Okay? For because of their pride in the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. And as a man, we're not really supposed to be afraid of things. We're supposed to be at one, especially Jake, we're supposed to be at one with the Heavenly Father. Okay, and understanding, okay, this is what's going down. So why should I be afraid? I'm in good standing. I'm a devout man. I'm upright. I do the best I can. I try. Blah, blah, blah. I know I wish I could do better. I pray and I'm show up to all these things for the Father. Okay, which keeps you away from all that fear. But Jake has been moving in a real sketchy way. You see this Diddy thing, how Jake's been moving. Then Jake and the world starting to look around, trying to make light of what he's doing. But Jake, you doing a lot of, sketchy things as well, sleeping with each other's women and whatnot. You may not be on a Diddy level, but Jake out there doing their thing, scheming, robbing, so on and so forth, man. I didn't see, man, just scrolling, you get caught up scrolling, and you see Jake, oh man, so let me see them VR glasses, so how does it work? And then as soon as the guy unattaches, Jake take off running. Jake stealing cars and just Jake just out there, man, just wow. Okay, and this world is about to get a lot worse because the stakes aren't as high as they're about to get, but they're starting to heat up though. Okay, it's heating up. It ain't hot, but it's heating up. Okay, it says, for because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor or brother. Okay, his own tribesmate. The same people, they're not going to have pity on one another. That spirit of help each other out, and that shit is out. But shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods. Why? Because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Yeah. Man, I saw y'all went into the grocery store last week, man. I see y'all bringing them groceries in. What y'all got, man? We need something. And eventually, when they see it's getting less and less, Jake just going to go take. They ain't even leaving out. So Jake just going to go in there and start taking stuff. It's about, man, and I'm saying Jake, but he going to do it too. The heathen going to do it. The migrants going to do it. Okay, and a lot of the people don't have that type of mentality. They don't have that dog-eat-dog mentality because they ain't grew up in a third world. They grew up in a world that had handouts and made you docile and made you obedient to the system. Okay? But this is coming to destroy the system, to reset the people, starting with Jake, to get them all humbled under the Heavenly Father. All right? And under the rulership of the real Israelites, right? Matthew 24, verse 6, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Okay, we've been hearing about these wars, but they're not actually popping off at the full scale. There's actually wars out there, but we see what's happening in the Middle East. We see what's happening up there with Ukraine and Russia. These are wars. Okay, and there's other level wars that are already starting to happen. Iran is like, man, what we going to do? Lebanon is getting hit. People trying to clap back and do all these other things, but ain't nothing seriously, really, truly popping up because the elect still has to be sealed, woken up and called into this thing, fully sealed into this thing. It ain't. Well, we're close though. But we're close because you can see these issues that are coming upon the world is waking up a lot more Jakes. Okay. People are waking up and starting to see it and starting to put it online and tuning in, and Jake getting nervous here and there. Okay, and we see these skirmishes and these scourges for amendment, but will Jake do these things? But they still won't do them. Okay? It says, for nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom, right? We seeing that. And there shall be famines. Okay, that's what they're fighting for. These longshoremen and these Amazon workers, man. That's what they're fighting for. A living wage. We're not making a living wage, but you're making all the money. You're making so much money. You're just buying up SHIT, man. And we can't get anything. We're barely making it. We're scraping by. Heard a lady say on a video. She said, we have to decide if we're gonna have gas to go to work, or buy more work boots, because we're working harder and we need things, to be able to sustain ourselves, to work this hard and this long, to make a living, to make ends meet. But you're not paying us enough. So I'm deciding. So now I gotta go. I can only drive down to the nearest bus station or the ride share and hop on to the bus or the train or whatever to commute, because it just comes out a few dollars a week cheaper than if I drove. But now you're in the element of all the people. But that little bit makes the difference. So in 3 months, I'll have enough to buy work boots. This is real scenarios. But you go online and you see Jake talking, got to be entrepreneurs and making this money and high value wealth and generational wealth. And Jake's still talking like it's moving like that, man. It really ain't moving like that. Okay? It really ain't moving quite like that. All right? And pestilences, yeah. And we ain't forgot that the Xbox POX, okay, with the M at the front is out there. There's the C19, 20, 21, 22, 23 from Bird Box, not Bird Box, that other one. Y'all know the ones on the Netflix movie I'm talking about. The Songbird, okay? All of these things still going on. Okay? And even more things. Like if you have sex, you can't, man. It's crazy out there. All the comforts in the world are being taken away. Okay? And this is the Heavenly Father getting our people's attention. All right? They're not mindful of the scourges. It says, and earthquakes in diverse places. Yeah, the half the country is flooded right now, man. Half the world is underwater and being hit by storms. Whether it's 1 week it's a storm, another week it's a volcano, the next week it's a storm with a flood, sinkholes, all this stuff is happening to the earth, and Jake still act like they don't see it. People still moving out here in the world like they don't see it. They moving without fear. Okay? All these are the beginning of sorrows. And it comes down, verse 12, it says, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Okay? Is there any more? There's another one I wanted to bring out of this chapter. Yep, 21 it says, for then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. This is about to become the worst time ever. Ever. Starting here in America. Okay? Ever. All right? These are just small birth pains that are hitting the people now. These aren't even the serious heavy contractions, man. You know, this said the water ain't truly broke. You're starting to dilate and it's about to break. But this ain't it though. Okay? And it says, and except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. So it's shortened for us that believe and know. It's on our side, man. It's on our favor. Okay? It's for us to win. It's set up for us to win, as hard as it is, because we have the warning ahead of time. We have the belief to pray and the faith to call on the names and the works that reflect that we're worthy to be called upon. Okay, that we're at least able to ask. Lord willing, he provides for us, which he said he would provide for his men. Okay, whatever you should ask in my name, I shall give it you. Okay? All of these things are said for our benefit, but a lot of our people don't know that that's even out there. Okay? So we're looking good in these times because what we've been telling people and prophesying is beginning to come true, where they can see it, not just on a small level, like, yeah, they don't see it yet, but it's becoming evident now. Okay? It's becoming evident. And not until you go into the grocery store and you see a $10 bag of loaf of bread, okay, and there's only 2 loaves left on the shelf because eight the other brands of bread didn't come in or wasn't in production or whatever. Okay? Wait till these things really start kicking off, man. Jake, I'm gonna go to the mountains and eat leaves. Okay, let's see. Let's see how your body reacts when you eating twigs and leaves like you think you're just gonna be able to do. Okay? So I'm gonna end it there. There's always more scriptures, but I'm gonna end it there. Lord willing, is edifying, giving all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahshai, Ba'ashim Rachak Wadash, double honor to our apostles, the bishops, the elders of the great millstone, and greetings, salutations, and much love unto you, hope for elect. Shalom.